Rockets family, you have no idea how pumped this is making me today. We just hit 50 subscribers on the channel, and I want to start by saying a heartfelt thank you to every single one of you who's part of this journey. Seriously, every like, every comment, every new sub is pure fuel to keep bringing real content about the team we love. And listen, today hits different. 2 explosive stories are coming in hot, and one of them could change the entire direction of the Rockets season. You won't believe what we've got today. So sit tight, drop a like, and let's get straight to it. You know when a detail becomes an identity? In Houston, it's not a detail, it's a moving wall, 6 feet 10 inches and up. Over the past few weeks, the whole city has been buzzing about something that seemed impossible in the modern NBA. Playing big, playing physical, pushing the edge, and still running up the scoreboard like it's a video game. People who've seen it up close swear it's an experiment, but the results don't lie. And that's why the whole league is looking at Texas and asking, how long until everyone tries to copy it? The turning point is a pairing some call bold and others call blasphemy. Alperen Sengun and Steven Adams sharing the paint in key minutes, turning every missed shot into an invitation to wreck the offensive glass. Internal tracking and lineup data point to efficiency numbers that border on absurd. When those two share the floor, the offense spikes and the defense hardens, like the game gets shorter for the opponent and longer for Houston with every second chance they rip away. This isn't about aesthetics. It's math applied with competitive brutality. Zach Lowe called it a scientific experiment, and that's no exaggeration. With those two giants, the offensive rebounding rate hovers around 47% in meaningful samples. In practical terms, about half of the misses end up back in red hands. That breaks opponents emotionally, messes with pacing, scrambles rotations, and racks up fouls on bigs who aren't used to battling through 2, 3, for extra possessions on a single trip. And when you add Amen Thompson attacking the rim, it's almost unfair. Either you shut the door and give up the rebound, or you protect the glass and surrender the drive. Doing both at once? Very few teams can hang. Want a living snapshot? The 124-109 win in Memphis was a manifesto of identity. 60 points in the paint, control for 48 minutes, and a third-quarter surge that pushed the lead to 21. Amen dropped 28 with the poise of a vet. Sengun owned the boards with 20 and 16, and the message was clear. When Houston accelerates second-chance creation, the margin for error explodes in their favor. A 5-game winning streak isn't a coincidence. It's cause and effect from a tactical approach embraced with conviction. In practice, this redraws roles. Adams becomes a silent possession multiplier. Sengun orchestrates the half-court. Amen collapses passing lanes and opens cuts. Fans are fired up because there's finally a plan that doesn't depend on someone having a night. It depends on effort, positioning, and reads. Best part. It works against lighter lineups and star-studded frontcourts alike, as long as the intensity holds. If they keep the discipline, the conversation shifts from hot start to sustainable elite model. And that doesn't even touch the psychological punch that's coming when the schedule tightens and defenses start hunting for answers. Because the most surprising piece is still on deck. Memphis was a message. It wasn't just 124-109. It was a public confirmation that the standard has changed and the Rockets don't ask permission to impose pace, contact, and volume. The lead ballooned, confidence surged, and the sense that the margin for error had grown took over the locker room. On the floor, every possession felt like it had 2 chapters, the shot and the second chance. Add a hungry, downhill perimeter to that, and the opponent cracks mentally before the buzzer. The best part? This feels like a system, not a fluke. That night in Memphis revealed 3 pillars behind the recent surge. First, paint dominance. 60 points at the rim and control on the glass. A cheat code that keeps the offense efficient even when the jumper isn't falling. Second, Amen Thompson as the engine. With 28 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists, he was a constant pressure valve at the rim, punishing soft coverage, attacking closeouts, and unlocking cutters. Third, Sengun Symphony as a hub, not just scoring, but editing tempo with quick touches, handoffs, and reads against late help. The result? Memphis lost emotional and tactical control for long stretches. There's also the piece fans love to debate. Depth. Tari Eason checked in like he'd been waiting for this exact stage. Energy, timely shooting, and multiple defensive coverages that flipped into transition. Reed Shepherd brought discipline and shot-making to punish help, and Clint Capella delivered verticality and rebounding that kept standards high when rotations needed a breather. That trio bridges idea and execution. There's no steep drop-off when the bench hits the floor. The identity holds, which is rare in November. That's the difference between a good stretch and a real project. So what does it mean for the season? First, the schedule. Winning on the road against a physical team on a travel night is a maturity marker. Second, the narrative. A 5-game streak with this kind of signature forces the league to prep differently for Houston. More bodies on the glass, more take fouls to kill rhythm, more zone to stack the paint. That's where the next evolution comes in. Zone reads, purposeful spacing, and alignment tweaks that keep opponents guessing out of every timeout. Nail those counters, and the ceiling rises from pesky surprise to pesky contender. And then there's the psychology. When a team believes it controls non-negotiables, glass, rim pressure, contact, the tight games start breaking their way. Fans feel it, the locker room buys in, and opponents take the floor thinking about what could go wrong. But here's the hook. There's a behind-the-scenes wrinkle that could supercharge all of this in the coming weeks. And that's exactly what the finale will have everyone buzzing about in the comments. The message is clear. When Houston imposes physicality, rebounding, and rim aggression, the game hits another level, and confidence spills from the bench to the stands. The real question is whether the plan scales against zones, take fouls, and extra-long front courts. Does the deep rotation keep the identity intact, or is there still a shooting gap when teams double Sengun and wall off Amon's drives? Now it's your turn. Is this commitment to brute force a brilliant move or a massive mistake? Drop a comment, hit like, share it, and subscribe to Power Up Rockets Nation.